Okay, it is 7:38, and we're moving along this morning. And with us, this is a guy I love to see and I hate to see because it reminds me that it's tax time again. We got Gary Adrian from Aso, Texas. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning. I'm sorry that you hate to see me, but
I love to see you, and it's a lovely
a lot of folks are really
relationship.
grateful that we're out there, able to help folks.
But it just reminds me it's tax time.
It is, with everybody's mind on whether or not they're going to have enough Charmin. The tax time is coming. Comptroller says that tax notices will go out as soon as possible after April 1st. So I know that Lubbock Central Appraisal District is working on getting all the final valuations taken care of, determining which neighborhoods are going to go up, down, or stay the same. We had a real healthy market again in 1999, and those are the figures that they use to determine 2020. So it's not going to be surprising to me at all if we don't see another reasonably hefty list of a round of increases. I haven't heard any figures yet, but a lot of the sales that I'm looking at are most neighborhoods somewhere between 5 and 7 or 8 or 9%. But we'll let the powers that be that stir the numbers pot see what they come up with, and I'll let y'all know just as soon as we hear something.
How does 2020 look? I mean, they just lowered interest rates, which may or may not help, according to how the coronavirus hit.
From a Lubbock standpoint, in light of the fact that we're down to about a month and a half worth of inventory, our market is still crazy. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely still nuts. Very, very heavily favored on the side of sellers. They're able to pretty much set a reasonable price on it and get full price contracts on stuff. So
we got an unemployment rate of what, 2.8%?
Yeah, lucky me, I live in Lubbock. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I love living in Lubbock. It's our stability. Saw a deal in I think it was on Fox the other day that we're in the top 10 most recession-proof cities in the country. I don't understand where Austin gets added to that list, but maybe it's just my personal bias against the Longhorn City.
I was going to say,
they've got the high-tech stuff down there.
Well, they got the high-tech stuff, but I guess a lot of it's online. But you still have Apple, which is having a hard time getting product, and if Apple can't get their products, then they can't sell the products. So.
Well, I hope for Austin's sake that things come through with it fine. I certainly don't hate the capital of Texas, and there's a lot of good folks down there. And as goes Austin, a lot of it is that's how the rest of the state's going to go. So we really want to see them continue to do well, but. Real interesting things coming along with regards to property protests. I know a couple of counties have already suspended or moved back their informal times for hearings. I know the governor and the comptroller are in constant communication trying to decide exactly how they're going to handle this year's protest season. You get a place like Harris County down in Houston. They've got hundreds of appraisers. Mm-hmm. And when you get hundreds of appraisers mixed with thousands of property owners coming in to do their protest, that's exactly what they're trying to stop from happening. So whether they are going to go to online or telephone visits with the appraisers, I don't know. I think it's detrimental to the taxpayers because anytime you can't do a one-on-one, I mean, telephone is great, but eye-to-eye and one-on-one is always going to be the preferred method. So we're just going to have to kind of sit and wait and see how this stuff shakes out. LCAT hasn't updated their message about COVID-19 on their website since the 12th, but I'm assuming they'll, as soon as they make some decisions and decide what's going to happen, they'll put it on.
Well, Gary, hey, there's a lot of people that are listening to us this morning that maybe are hearing you for the first time. Tell us very simply what you do.
Okay. I help folks monitor and take control of their property tax values. We, for all our clients, we take a look at your property, all its specifics. We look at what the market is in your area. We have all the MLS sales. We have access to everything we need there. We also take a look at what Lubbock Central Appraisal District says about it, as well as their market initiative. Then we decide whether or not it's if the property is valued fair, then we cancel the protest.
What does it cost a customer to do this?
It's kind of a win-win situation. If we're actually able to save money, you pay us a portion of it, depending on the value of the house. Our worst at this point is 33%. For folks that have $1 million or more worth of property, whether it's 1 or 10 or 20, we don't care. We drop that rate to 30%. We're fairly close on both of those. We take care of everything from filing the protest, gathering all the data that's available, analyze everything. We attend the protest. We attend any informal hearings. And then we sign off when we come up with a reasonable value. And if we're able to save, you pay us a portion. if we get all the way to the end and have busted it with everything that we've got and still are not able to save you any money, then you won't pay us a penny. It's a win-win deal.
Boy, no kidding.
We've got so many clients in Lubbock.
That's one of those deals that heads I win, tails I win.
That is one, and a lot of folks want to know what the catch is, and I haven't found one, hadn't found anybody that's found one yet.
Yeah.
We use artificial intelligence a great deal. We've got a really good computer guy. He's written us a lot of really good programs. Keeps us from having to waste our time on stuff that doesn't really do any good. But we try to be as high-tech as we possibly can. We found that really helps us out, helps us take care of a lot more clients. Right now, we've got something over 6,000 properties that we represent. We're going to push real hard this year, trying to see if we can't pick up another 2,000 or 2,500.
Oh, you don't want to get up to the 10?
We're going to get there. You know, in 2014 when I started this, I thought, man, I get to the point where I got me about 2,500 clients and I'll do good. I'll make me a real good living. This is one of those be careful what you wish for sort of a deals. Once it started rolling downhill, actually rolling uphill for us as far as that goes, you guys have been phenomenally instrumental in getting the word out for us. It's absolutely amazing. We've got realtors. We go to realtor sales meetings, walk around, hand out pens and shake hands and stuff. Let them know that we're available. But what amazes me still, and kind of means I hadn't been effective as I wanted to be on advertising, and there's still a tremendous amount of folks out there that don't know, A, that there's anything you can do about your property taxes, and B, if there is anything, what to do. So that was the main reason that we opened Ace of Texas. As I worked for LCAD as an appraiser for 10 years, I saw so many people come in that were so clueless about what they needed to do. So that's basically, we took the ball and ran with it, and that's what we do. I was lucky enough a couple of years ago to get another agent hired that also has LCAD experience, so we feel like we're on real firm footing to represent our clients as good as we possibly can.
Okay. Well, we've got to take a break here, and then we will be back with more of Gary Adrian from Ace of Texas. And we are back here on 95.1 FM, 790 AM, KFYO Mornings with Matt and Dave. And our guest this morning is Gary Adrian from Ace of Texas. And if you think that you're paying too much property tax, this is the guy to call. And you'll go to bat for him.
We go to bat for him. We don't often strike out. Once in a while we get a walk, but we're kind of shooting for over the fence every time we get a chance to do anything for the folks. But as I was alluding to earlier, I had 10 years at Lubbock Central Appraisal District. My co-agent, Brandon Natividad, had 4 years up there. I'm looking at 6-7 years now doing it as an agent, so I know what they can do, what they can't do, what they'll try. I'm not saying that Lubbock Central Appraisal District is a bad guy. You know, these guys have got a job to do. The comptroller tells them how they're going to do it. They don't really have a lot of leeway in how they do things.
And they don't get any extra money for taking more money.
No. We had heard so many rumors while I was working down there that, you know, if you send folks packing and they don't get any reduction, that we kind of get a little piece of that. I think probably the strangest one I ever heard is that people were absolutely certain that the guys that drive the dumpster trucks up and down the alleys look over the fences, and when they see additions in houses, that they turn that into Lubbock Central Appraisal District and they get a bounty for it. There are so many conspiracy theories going out there. LCAD can look right straight down in your backyard, right straight down on top of your roof. They've got a program that allows them to they can even measure to within 1/10 of a foot based on their overhead stuff. You know, they've got to have resources to make sure that they have what?
Drones?
No.
Well, they can use Google now, can't they?
I would think that would probably get shot down pretty quick. The potential for folks to kind of get curious about what's going on, I think probably get that shot down pretty quick. Yeah. It would be nice if they could be able to do that stuff, but there's a lot of things that they can do. They do not measure houses, to the best of my knowledge, with this overhead stuff, because you don't know what the cornice width is, you don't know what covered porches are, et cetera. But shops, pools, et cetera, it saves them a lot of time. It really does. It's more than worth what they pay for it. You know, and I understand folks that say, well, I don't want them to know what I have. Well, they have to if they're going to spread this burden of taxes fairly. They have to. Everybody needs to report fairly. LCAD needs to have all their information correct and accurate on it so that everything is fair. So, you know, I really can't argue on that one, but at any rate, they notices will go out soon. What we're really trying to encourage folks to do is go ahead and get in contact with us. We can go ahead and get all the paperwork started. We have to have authority. You have to appoint us as your property tax agent before we can even deal with CAD for you. So that's what we're encouraging folks to do. Go ahead and give us a call. The best way to get in touch with us is on our website at www.aceoftexas.com. We've got a lot of information on there, contact points. You can email us directly at Gary@aceoftexas.com or info@aceoftexas.com. Get in touch with us by phone at 777-9973. We're already getting inundated with phone calls. We've already had a lot of property owners contact us this year. A lot of them scared about what's going to happen. I know they ran into a real buzzsaw down in Austin over the past year. It's kind of an odd deal that the vendor who ran the program for the Austin realtors was selling the MLS information to the appraisal district. They didn't even own it.
Wow.
So they had to cease and desist on that. And now the appraisal district down there doesn't have any sales information.
Wow.
So they're saying they're just going to leave everything flat.
We're up against the clock, but we got to run. But we'll plug you again.
And I'll be back several times before this thing is over.
We'll plug your phone number again here in a little bit. All right. We'll take a quick break, and we shall return.